Tour Saturday. If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I make gardening and nature videos on YouTube. It's been a while since I've done a real garden tour Saturday, so let's get started. Garden Tour Saturday was created by Grandma Sandy. She was the host of this YouTube collaboration. And there are many participants, including Suffolk Susie and Patricia Ann Cube and Barb Daly Rural Life. Awesome content creators, great gardeners, and go check out their channels. So let's see what's happening in my garden. It's been a whirlwind. It is December the 27th, I think, today, and the garden looks nothing like you have seen it, actually. There is a lot going on. Flip the camera around. You've seen previous tours of this new property I have. It didn't look like this the last time you saw it. I'm going to do a little 360-degree view for you. There is a lot of stuff happening here. All kinds of different landscape changes are happening for a variety of different reasons. I mean, this area was all going to be renovated anyways. That was the original plan. It started a little bit earlier than it would have been in the plans, but the weather is really mild. Today is between 12 and 13 degrees Celsius this afternoon. That's why I'm not wearing a real jacket, because it's actually too warm for a jacket. So, renovations have started early. These are all little cement tiles that were on this side of my house before, moved over here for a variety of different reasons. I think they're much more cohesive over there under the hose. And you see what looks like a channel running all the way down the backyard. There is a purpose to this channel. Mother Nature has showed me and my dad, who is basically a Mike Holmes version of Mike Holmes, that water runs where it wants to. So we are just diverting water. And it's working really well. The water was accumulating around my vegetable garden, so we just needed to change the direction. So this whole area is going to have a little bit of a different design than I originally thought. There are going to be more vegetable boxes, but the design is going to be quite different than I originally planned. And that is my timer. If I was working, I'd be waking up right now. So let's just turn that off. Stopwatch, alarm, whatever it is. So that is the main thing that has changed. We've got some of my piles that are moved over here. And I'll show you a project I was working on. My parents did pretty much all of that. We kind of worked together on these projects. But what I've been doing, I do work, but hello, Sarah, welcome. This is my little project. I've been working on my back flower garden. I've been mulching it with seaweed from the beach. It's actually kind of a bark mulchy seaweed. And I'm definitely not finished. There is so much more to mulch, but sort of temporary. Hello, Dima 2013. Welcome. From Russia or Russia? I'm not sure. This is my Vancouver Island backyard flower garden. Nancy, welcome from Toronto, fellow Canadian. Yeah, so this is seaweed. You don't smell it at all anymore, but I collected it on a local beach and I'm using it in my garden. And I intend to do this whole area with seaweed, and then on top of that, I'm gonna put some red cedar bark mulch chips. I just have not done that yet. This is a lot of work to re-landscape an entire garden. So there is lots to be done. I'll show you some other garden highlights. If you've been around, you may have seen these already, but we'll just go on a little tour. You see my lighting? It is still functional, but it is a work in progress because this whole area is changing. There's going to be gravel here. It's definitely on the move. This is the area that I mulched with the horse manure from a horse farm I went to, and I did a little live stream after. It's kind of a flower bed mulch, and I will be mulching on top of it with seaweed and or cedar chips. You work for a company from Delta, BC. Oh, that is super cool. So you're very local. This is my mock orange, and it's had this one little flower on it for, I want to say 2 months, and it's still blooming in the end of December, which is wild. And these plants, I swear they think it's springtime. They're getting little flower buds on them now, which is kind of interesting. But it has been super mild this winter. We've had like maybe 3 frosts, and that's it. And no snow. It's like nothing like that. It has been so mild on Vancouver Island. So I think some of you guys may have seen this already, but I do believe there's quite a few new people watching. So this is my little, let's call it a border that is done in fresh horse manure. And these are some shrubs that I propagated about a month ago. This is a Unimus. It's going to be beautiful when it starts growing. Gravel or river rock? It's going to be a mixture actually of river rock and gravel. Gravel is going to be over here. This is going to be a pathway sort of where the lights are, kind of about the width of where the lights are. And then over here, these are going to be garden beds, and the gravel is going to be kind of like the walkway in between areas. They're going to be raised beds similar to what is here, but there's probably going to be 3 of them coming in this direction, and it's not going to be pea gravel. I don't actually like pea gravel, but that is what was on this property when I bought it, so it's going to be removed and repurposed for something else. But I'm going to show you where the river rock is going. I'm creating a brand new rock garden outside of the fence, which is also my property. This is a pretty good sized property, about 9,000 square feet. So we'll take a little tour outside the fence. This is the exterior of the property. I can show you this actually. This is a new update from the last video. This is my hydrangea. I had it planted in the backyard, and I decided to move it here for a variety of reasons. This is what it looks like. It's an invisible lace hydrangea. But I realized with talking about water as we started this live stream, this area right here by the fence, the water collects like nobody's business. And hydrangeas love water, so I thought it would be the perfect shrub to eventually, the roots will take up a lot of that water. So we're trying to use nature to solve some natural problems. And let's go a little further down. This whole grassy area that you see is going to be a rock garden. I'll give you a little bit more of a overview. As you can see, there has been a little bit of changes since I last showed you this section. We have some bordering lines that have been drawn. The area in the middle is all going to be a cedar bark mulch. These areas under the trees and shrubs are going to be bark mulch. And the dirt here is going to be like a bark mulchy cedar material. And the rest of the grass is not going to be grass. We are going to do gravel and river rock, and perhaps multiple gravels with different colors. I think that would be super fun. So that is what this is transforming into. And I've been working on more grass removal actually recently, and I'm going to do some more this afternoon. It's so gorgeous outside. This whole section here, you see these little plants, you can barely see them. These are rock rose ground covers. They're beautiful evergreens. And I'm going to be taking out the grass all along this strip, so it's a cohesive little piece of land, so that the rocks or mulch can go there without the plants interfering, or not interfering, but so it's easier to landscape in the springtime when we being my dad, mom, and I, we are going to transform this landscape. So it's going to look quite different. I planted 100 spring bulbs in the dirt a little while ago here. Tulips and daffodils, a sunshine red and orange mix, so that's super fun. And there's a lot happening. This is the other part of the outside the fence area. You can see there's more stuff happening over here coming from the backyard. Haven't fully decided. There may be a dry creek / wet creek incorporated into this landscape that runs from the backyard into this area and down into the ditch. So you can see this is where this is running. And this might from the backyard become a dry creek, but in wintertime may be wet. Haven't fully decided. Added a few rocks around my palm tree. This is not permanent, but this is just like a temporary in progress kind of look. And over here we have roses, and I talked about these in one of my other live streams. These are rock cress. They were free little plants I got on Facebook Marketplace. So another work in progress over here. And over here as well, these are yuccas and New Zealand flax, which I actually think it's growing in this mild weather, which is wild. And I think this is oh no, this is New Zealand flax, that is Cordyline. And some yuccas. They all look like they have new growth on them, which is pretty crazy for December. So that is this week's garden tour Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to make this a long live stream because I actually want to get out here and do some real gardening myself while the weather is so beautiful. I hope you're having a lovely December and happy 2025. I don't know if I'm going to do any more videos before the end of the year. So wishing your 2025 is full of abundance, happiness, and good fortune. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.